WGAL News 8 Today starts now.
Certainly was a windy night, wasn't it? Ooh, it was howling. Good morning, everybody. It's 4:30. I'm Matt Barcaro.
I'm Caitlin Smith. We do want to show you some video because PPL crews we found out on Columbia Avenue near Yale Road in Lancaster Township working to restore power to the area after those strong winds that Matt was just mentioning did knock down some power lines. So Christine is here to tell us about how long these winds are going to stick around.
They will be dying down gradually this morning, so we are looking good about that later today. But right now it's still a little gusty. The wind advisory has been dropped, though. It's been canceled because the gusts are no longer dangerous. Right now there's just maybe a sprinkle in northwestern counties. I won't rule that out through the morning, but the big story continues to be the breeze. Right now we have wind speeds around 10 to 20 miles per hour sustained with some gusts in the 30, even 38 mile per hour range in Harrisburg. So keep that in mind this morning. You might have to dodge some trash cans, some recycle bins toppled over in the road, and some debris as well, some limbs or branches down, and a lot of leaves. Temperatures are in the 40s right now. Our 12-hour forecast brings us to 56 today. So not quite as warm, but we do get that sunshine. Looking good this afternoon. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Christine. Let's get to those power outages because as of this morning, PPL reporting fewer than 4,000 outages in Dauphin County. That was one of the counties that had the most outages last night at the peak, about 15,000 at that time. In Lancaster County, PPL outages have gone up, though, to 2,000 this morning. Med-Ed is reporting that the highest outages as of right now are in Lebanon and York counties. In Lebanon, there are 2,000 outages, and in York County, nearly 3,000.
Breaking overnight, emergency dispatchers in York County say crews put out a fire in East Hopewell Township. Dispatchers say a shed caught fire around 12:30 this morning, and then that fire spread into the woods. They say this happened on Edgar Woods Road between Blue Ball Road and Manifold Road. Dispatchers say that fire was under control in just about 20 minutes and no one was hurt.
New this morning, we are learning about a barn fire that happened in Strasburg Township, Lancaster County. This is a look at some of the damage from the Ronks Fire Company. They say the fire started around 8:30 last night in the area of May Post Office Road and Reservoir Road. The fire company says crews were able to help rescue cows from the barn.
Surveillance cameras will not be coming to downtown York, at least after last night's vote. The council voted against the proposal that would have involved 140 cameras costing $4.5 million. While those cameras would have operated separately from the city and police department, Police Commissioner Michael Muldrow supported the plan. Those who opposed it had voiced privacy concerns. City Council has not said if it will reintroduce the proposal.
This morning, unionized faculty at Harrisburg Area Community College, or HAC, will be at work despite contract negotiations once again falling apart. According to a spokesperson with the Pennsylvania State Education Association, last night's meeting with the administration and the union lasted just 12 minutes. The faculty's union claims the administration presented the same proposal that the union already rejected in September. HAC's president and CEO confirmed that the meeting was short and that faculty will be at work today, and says the union will continue negotiations tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock.
It's 4:33 and Capital Region Water says new parts of its coverage area are now experiencing water discoloration. The company says it's going to continue flushing hydrants between 7 in the morning and 7 at night until the water clears out. Capital Region did not specify which areas are impacted this time.
3 people were killed in a crash in Franklin County yesterday morning. State police say a car was on Molly Pitcher Highway in Green Township when it went into the opposite lane, hit a truck coming the other way head on. The 3 people in the car are the driver, Santini Jean Baptiste, and the passengers, Jodeline's Joseph and Claire Elvu. They were all killed. The truck driver had a possible injury as well, but was not taken to the hospital.
The York County coroner says 2 people found dead in their home in Fairview Township died in an apparent murder-suicide. Police found 68-year-old Ann Savage and 71-year-old Donald Savage in the bedroom of their home yesterday, both with gunshot wounds to the head. Neighbors say they heard emergency responders on Wilcox Drive around 6:30 yesterday morning.
I just heard my parents calling me and saying that something serious is going on, like there was some kind of shooting going on. And I heard a bunch of sirens. My friend was also my neighbor calling me, telling me what was going on.
The coroner says the investigation revealed that the husband shot his wife before taking his own life.
In York this morning, a man is in custody after police say he shot and killed someone last weekend. York police and the U.S. Marshal Service arrested Jordan Fry on Linden Avenue yesterday. According to charging documents, the victim was Kaitik Christie. He was 23 years old. He was in a fight, police say, with another person on Saturday when a group formed around them at West Jackson and Manor Streets. Police say Frey ran toward the group and ended up in front of the victim where he shot him.
We want people who are going to get stuff done in our states and in our communities.
Well, that was Governor Shapiro in an interview last night reacting to Tuesday's election, where Democrats won big, not only locally and statewide, but nationally as well.
8 on your side political reporter Tom Lehman talked with people in the Susquehanna Valley about those results.
Pennsylvania's Supreme Court races got a lot of attention, but at the local level, Dauphin County judicial elections saw historic wins by Katie Kennedy McShane and Latasha Williams.
Dauphin County, now you can clearly look at Dauphin County as being a blue county. I mean, you know, when we beat the sitting DA in a judge race and beat him convincingly, that's something that, you know, not a lot of people were expecting.
And in other races in Dauphin County and Cumberland County, local races for school board and commissioner or supervisor saw many Democrats winning.
And some of the enthusiasm, the sort of anti-Trump, anti-MAGA enthusiasm that's evident in the No Kings rally, for example, yesterday was the first time we saw that manifest at the ballot box.
Pennsylvania GOP Chairman Greg Rothman said in a statement the 2026 campaign season starts today, and they need to do a better job communicating the core principles of freedom, security, prosperity, and opportunity for all, and their vision for the future.
People are continue to be unhappy with who's in charge, and so that worked for Trump and Republicans in 2024. If that continues, it is not going to work for them in 2026.
Dan Mallinson with Penn State Harrisburg says it remains to be seen exactly what kind of residual effect whatever's happening in Washington might have on elections next year in the Keystone State. Governor, Congress, and legislative races are on the dockets. In Cumberland County, Tom Lehman, WGAL News 8.
And one of the races that ended up being very close in Lancaster County was the race for the next mayor of Lititz. Democrat John George beat Republican Chris Strayer by just 43 votes.
In Lancaster City, Democrat Jamie Arroyo will be the next mayor and the first Latino mayor of the Red Rose City after winning 84% of the vote. The mayor-elect joined News 8's Susan Shapiro in our studio yesterday. He talked about the importance of federal and state funding flowing into the city's nonprofit organizations and also about building more housing.
I think more now than ever, folks wanted to hear a vision about the future. And throughout our entire campaign, I shared what my vision was for the future of Lancaster City and the importance of strong leadership in City Hall to make sure that decisions we make today are going to have positive impacts in our community 10, 20, 30 years from now.